Hello everyone, and welcome to another ScentSaturday video where I go through various aromatherapy oils and we just have a little chat and just relax for 20 minutes or so. So this week I thought I would talk about lemon-based oils because we're all familiar with the scent of lemon. If not the fruit, then lemon in general is a base for so many oils. So I've actually got 5 different scents here today. I think I'm probably going to split this into 2 videos, although I know many of you may be happy with a longer 5 oiled video. I think I would like to get this video out this weekend, so I'm going to do 2 oils. But I will tell you about the full collection that I have at my disposal here. So I've of course got lemon itself, followed up by a lemon verbena. I've also got the classic, that is lemongrass. I say this is a classic because you'd probably recognise lemongrass in a lot of aromatherapy oils or fragrance sprays. I've also got a lemon tea tree. Now this one I think is quite interesting because it isn't quite lemon, it isn't quite tea tree, it is its own thing. So that'll be for a later one. And finally I've got one called Melissa. Now at first I didn't think that was lemon until I read the description. That is lemon balm, and yes, everyone has smelt this, and I will reveal why a bit later in this video, or maybe the next one. Okay, so let's start it off with these first 2 oils. Lemon. Now again, we're all familiar with this scent, and Nikura here, let's see if I can bring that close to the camera. Yeah, that's probably okay. So lemon, Nikura is very good at recreating a scent quite accurately, and the way they do this is through steam distillation. They're not the only company that do that. The oils that I looked at previously in my last video actually, where I looked at that sweet orange, the reason why it smells so fresh and well palpable, something that you could almost taste, is because of this steam distillation process. It's a very accurate way of recreating an aroma, and yeah, I can actually smell this scent through the bottle itself. It's unmistakable. It's lovely and fresh and crisp. It actually makes me salivate because I associate lemon with an additive to food. It's something that is a flavour enhancer in my mind. Like, for example, if you like fish, you will know that if you have a fresh slice of lemon and you squirt that onto your fish, it just improves it so much more. It's 10 times better than it was previously. And yeah, for that reason, lemon's always gonna hold a place in my heart for being this amazing flavour, and smell is also one I love. But yeah, let's try this out of the bottle, see if it's slightly different. So, okay, it's stronger, of course, outside the bottle, and it's yeah, I can imagine that freshly squeezed lemon juice right now. I can imagine the juicer as I turn around that lemon. I can also just wave around this bottle, almost taste it again. I will keep saying that every time because I think there is a phrase for this, that taste is 70% smell. I would like to clarify that statistic, but I can believe it. Because, well, let's face it, if we've got a cough or cold and we've got a blocked nose, we can't taste our food anywhere near as good. So it clearly has a big effect. And this scent, it's one that I have a feeling it's probably going to smell very similar when I diffuse it. But I love it so, and I'm really curious what this is like. So this is lemon. This is going to be the base oil for all the other ones that I refer to later in this video, and probably the follow-up one too. The next scent is lemon verbena, and this scent actually feels quite nostalgic to me because I always think back to my parents' place where they had all these lemon verbena plants that are all scattered down the driveway, and whenever you left the home, especially in the summer, these plants were so overgrown that they would just brush against my clothes, and well, I'd probably smell of lemon verbena all day. I actually really love the scent anyway. It's fresh and how should I say? It's quite calming, I would say, to me. It also reminds me of certain cleaning products that are a bit more natural. Maybe I'll mention that one a bit later in this video, but it's actually got one other property to it. I'm not sure about this in the oil form, but the fresh lemon verbena, it's supposed to be very good for sleep. So again, this plant, this one that I hold quite dear to me, I remember picking off various leaves and steeping it in sort of boiling water and having it as a drink. That with a little bit of sugar is actually quite nice, but it does have quite a soporific effect as well, that for people who maybe have some sleep issues like myself, if you find it hard to sleep, lemon verbena, maybe without the sugar, is probably a good idea to try. But this one is a little weaker. I can just about smell it from the bottle, but let's try it with the lid off, of course. Yeah, that's oh, actually, I'll tell you what this reminds me of as well. It wasn't the thing I was going to talk about, but it's another sweet. I'm pretty sure most videos I will talk about a sweet that an oil reminds me of, but this one is lemon sherbets. Lemon sherbets, for those who aren't aware or haven't had the pleasure in trying such a brilliant sweet, well, it's a hard-boiled lemon sweet, and hard-boiled sweets are a very big thing in older England, I would say. It's a favourite of mine as well, lemon sweets, but they'd have some lemon sherbet in the middle as well. So if you're just sucking on this sweet, as soon as you break through that sort of hardened shell of the lemon, you get this sort of bitter lemon sort of sherbet that crackles on your tongue. It's it's definitely a favourite of mine. Lemon sherbets were, well, probably like a lot of my childhood, a big part of it. So yeah, again, everything about this scent is nostalgic. I love it. It's fresh. It's quite inviting, I would say. Maybe it's the nostalgia part, but this one just makes me feel relaxed all the time. I'd be curious if other people have this sort of affiliation with it, because it definitely means quite a bit to me. But in terms of comparing it against lemon, it's very different. I mean, obviously you can smell that lemon, that sort of biting citrusy smell, but it's a lot more subtle. It's more floral, I would say, of anything, slightly earthy, but to me maybe a little sweet as well. It's a lovely scent actually, and I've not tried this one in the diffuser before. I've tried another lemon verbena, and I'm very curious what this one's going to be like. So I think it's time to try it out. Let's try out these oils in the diffuser here, and of course I have Mirrist to my side, and I'm going to try out this lemon steam distilled oil first. I think we've got a slightly better view of the bottle here. This is another oil from Nakura, and the steam distilled oils are usually the ones that smell most accurate to what we would imagine the fresh fruit to be like. So it is freshly squeezed lemon juice. It's citrusy, biting, and it's, I would say, probably like 95% of the way to a fresh lemon. The only difference is, I think when you cut into a lemon, you often get that spray into the air, and there's something a little bit more, I think, that you can sort of taste in the air as well. It's probably the thing that makes it a bit more realistic. But do you know what? It's so close that I, like the last video I made where I talked about that sweet orange, I think you'd be very hard pressed to tell the difference. It's really, really nice and fresh and very, well, citrusy. But like I was saying earlier, I think we all know what a lemon smells like. So let's try it in the diffuser. And it's my prediction that this is probably going to smell very similar to what's in the bottle. But let's try it out. Okay, quite a few drops popped out there. Let's see. Place the lid on here. Lemon really is just that lovely, fresh scent that we all know and love. Again, like last week, unless you're a cat, then you're probably not going to like this. But it's actually a little less realistic now. Now I think about it, maybe in this diffused form, it's how would I say something is less realistic? Again, I don't think it's got that sort of palpable taste of the lemon juice in the air. It's actually in some ways a better thing, because lemon, as much as it is a nice scent, it's very overpowering, and I can't say I would really like the idea of my room to smell like some sort of fruit bowl. It's a little bit more like the sort of base notes, I guess, for the other lemon oils, in that it's almost like a lemon sweet. Actually, it's every video I'll say, oh, it's very nice, it's very nice, and I think they're the same words I would use. Actually, it's a very nice scent. It's fresh. It's again, citrusy, of course. But it's, it does a bit like the tea tree oils, where it opens up the airways. I feel like this would probably be quite good at night, because it's not overpowering to the point that you're just thinking, oh, this is that sort of bite in that lemon juice. You can almost imagine the taste, that sort of bitterness in your tongue, and maybe if it's a really strong lemon, maybe you've got the juice in your eye. It's a bit more like irritating, maybe. It's not like that. It's very sort of subtle, a lemony smell. It's really nice, something that I think you could quite happily relax with. So I like this. I think it's a really nice scent. But I think it is time to move on to the others. And this is going to be the point of comparison for the other oils. I'm now going to move over to the lemon verbena, and I love the scent in the bottle. I'll be sorely disappointed if it's not as good as the bottle. I'm expecting great things. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit better, in fact. So I'm going to pop 4 drops in here. Now, just as a reminder, even though it's probably only a couple of minutes ago that I mentioned it, but lemon verbena holds a place quite dear to me, because it reminds me from points all the way from childhood up to the point of my sort of early 20s, when I was around my parents' place and I was just going to my job on a daily basis. I was just getting this lemon verbena rub against my legs, and actually the plants were almost annoying. There was a point where I just wanted to get to work without smelling of this lemony plant. But I don't know, there's always memories like that that's slightly bittersweet, but it's it's a good one. It's not bad. The other thing, again, I know I mentioned this in the video, but can you see on my hands how this oil is leaked everywhere? This does happen if the bottles get quite warmed up and it's been held in my hand for a while. And yeah, it's really nice, actually. So I've pretty much got a comparison to what it's like in the bottle on my hands here. It's very sort of fresh and floral. But let's see, let's line that up there. Let's try this one out. Interesting, that smells a lot more like the original lemon oil on its own. It's I'm not missing something here, am I? I mean, it's definitely lemon verbena. It's just interesting, like how these oils almost seem to mellow out a little bit. They become less citrusy, I would say, and less biting. And again, probably the way I'm describing this makes it sound like a bad thing. It's really not, because it just means these are more subtle scents that are better for something like an evening. I think perhaps in my mind, or at least when I've smelt other oils like the sweet orange, I'd want that to be something in the morning. It's going to make me awake, just like how fresh orange juice can wake you up in the morning, or at least it gets the taste buds going. similar sort of thing. I was expecting that with the lemon. Anyway, the point is it's a more subtle aroma, and it's very fresh. It is reminiscent of past moments in time, and again, it does remind me a bit of sweets, going to the sweet shop, but less so now. I'd say in the bottles it was slightly more sweet, and it's slightly more lemony and reminded me more of a sweet shop. This actually reminds me more of the plant, where I'd scrunch up the leaves and smell that sweet floral lemon verbena, and it's a very calming scent to me. It does still remind me of the sweets that I know and love, but less so now. It's more about the plant. So a lovely scent, actually. Like most of these oils, I will use them again, absolutely. And I think this one's going to be more of an evening scent for me. So yeah, just in case anyone wants to see the bottles, here it is, that lemon verbena. Again, this is another Nakura oil from their citrus range. So after trying these out in the diffuser, I think I do have a favourite of the two. I knew it would happen, but the lemon verbena is definitely the oil of preference for me. The lemon on its own is fresh, it's inviting, it's something that I'd imagine I could probably mix up, and you can mix in various other carrier oils and use them in something like a reed diffuser. So it might be quite nice to have in the home, like for the porch or some sort of place of entry into the building. It's going to be quite nice to be invited in with that. The lemon verbena, to me, is a really nice scent to have on after I sort of finish my day and I want to relax. You know, I can just sit back and have that still sort of refreshing lemony smell in the background, but I think it's something that, to me, because it has these very nostalgic memories, I find it very relaxing, actually. And I thought there was something else that I'd just quickly mention, because I've brought it up sometimes in my other videos, but sometimes when you're just holding these oil bottles, I notice that they leak a little bit, and I think it's actually from the heat of my hand. You see, that causes some sort of expansion, the oil leaches out. Now, it's really pleasant in my mind. My hand smells of lemon verbena, but a lot of these bottles have some sort of warning on them saying that if you want to apply it to your skin, you should use a carrier oil. I think for your hands it's absolutely fine, because your skin's a little bit thicker on the fingertips there, but if you're going to be applying it to sort of an area of your body with thinner skin, if you want to use it for massage, for example, then you want a carrier oil, because I think even essential oils can burn the skin. So just thought I'd mention that one, friendly little tip. But yeah, these oils that I've got here, I feel like I'm tempted to talk about some more of them, because I'm looking at the time on this video, and I could probably edge in another scent, maybe? Maybe I could, but I feel like that will make the next video a little shorter, and that'd be a shame, wouldn't it? So all I'm going to say is that lemon verbena I do love, and I'm going to be putting this scent on in the evening quite often, I do feel. Okay, I caved. I decided actually I am going to review one more scent, because this video is going to be a little bit thin otherwise, and well, I've already left it till, Sunday to send out this video, so why not go for a third scent? Now, this one I thought I'd talk about is lemongrass. Lemongrass is a component to so many aromas, and we may not even realise it until we see it written on the packet, but it's in anything from sort of, eau de toilettes to sort of room sprays. So lemongrass, we will be familiar with it in some way. It's usually not on its own though, unless you specifically order that product. So I want to just give this one a little smell and then tell you what it's like, because I don't think I've really smelled lemongrass up until this point either. And it's not actually what I expected. It's what I should have expected. It's nice. It's literally like lemon and grass mixed together. Maybe some of you are just going, well, obviously that's what it smells like, but it's not what I thought it would be. I thought it would smell more like, I don't know, more floral, perhaps, like something that would be more like a lemon flower of some sort. But to me, this is a bit like that freshly cut grass I spoke about months ago. Although it's not artificial, it smells like real grass, that sort of chlorophyll that you get from breaking a little strand of grass. And if you were to sniff that, that's the grass component. The lemon is a lot more subtle than the lemon on its own. So it is a comparison, the two combined together, but a lot more subtle with that lemon smell. It's fresh. I think that's probably the best way to sum it up. It's a very fresh scent. It's I'm not sure how I'd feel about it on its own actually, but I'm curious how this diffuses, because quite often, this might just be coincidence so far, but the ones that don't smell very nice in the bottle are usually quite nice when they're diffused. I think it's because these earthy scents, they often smell a little bit almost muddy. Like, again, when I smell this, I think it's almost like clay or something. Like, again, that chlorophyll is very strong, but I can almost imagine just cutting the grass and it being quite a muddy day. So you've got the smell of that freshly cut grass, but again, I can just almost imagine sort of my boots stepping into the ground, the mud squelching up. That's kind of what's mixed in here, and like I say, it's not unpleasant, it's just a bit unexpected, I'd say. So yes, I'm going to diffuse this one as well, and then come back here for the conclusion. Now, I'm a little bit cheeky in this. I did actually record the end of the video after just leaving this on the diffuser. I thought I'd do the actual review part of this video at a different point in time. Doesn't matter, the point is I can review this right now, and that's what I'm going to do, the lemongrass. So, I mean, it is strong enough that I can smell that, but I should probably turn this one off first, so let's do that. Now, lemongrass is this scent that I know we're all familiar with in some way, because there are so many products that have lemongrass in it, but on its own, that's one that's quite new to me. So, as before, when I was smelling it in the bottle, I think it's definitely more of a grassy aroma, one that I wasn't quite expecting. I know I'm probably repeating myself a bit here, but it's one I thought would be more like a lemon-scented flower, but it's not. It's literally like cut grass, and as if someone just squeezed an orange just over the top. Just a subtle lemon, but mainly grassy aroma there. It's quite nice, and I've added 4 drops already to the diffuser here, so I think it's time to diffuse this, and yeah, I do hope it's going to be slightly nicer once diffused, but we shall see. Also, just another quick note, I've really struggled taking pictures of this diffuser. I'm just looking at the video here. I think having a light at the side looks good. I feel like I'm learning photography as I go along. You know, I want a light at the side to bring out all these features of Mirrist here. Anyway, let's pop this on. Oh, okay, yeah, that is a bit nicer actually. Interesting. It's changing. It's changing as time's going on, so maybe that's just me interpreting that, but okay. No, it is changing. I swear every time I smell it, there's a little mixture. Maybe it's because I've still got other scents on my hands here, but it is. It's less earthy now. It's a little bit like the other 2 scents. In fact, I'd say that it's a little bit more dulled down. This is something I've actually noticed with a lot of oils in the bottle. The scent can be a little bit more, how should I say, it's more restrictive, and certain notes seem to be a lot stronger than others. And I think when you diffuse it, it sort of opens things out a little bit more. However, yeah, just smelling this, it's like, it's not necessarily better for being diffused. It's kind of like the lemon scent from the first part of this video. However, that muddiness, that earthy, sort of grassy muddiness, that's still there, but just in the background. It just, in my mind, just sort of ruins it a little bit. It's like, there's no point having that addition, because lemon or lemon verbena are just nicer scents overall. It just seems weird why you'd want to dirty that with some other unnecessary scents. But I think probably the reason why it's mixed with a lot of oils is because the earthiness, it does blend very well with other aromas. And I think, again, going back to earlier in the video, depending on what I keep in this edit, I will say I think something like a peppermint or a tea tree would go very well with this. You want to have something that's a little bit more overpowering, that just takes away from that earthiness that isn't really necessary on its own, but when combined together, I think makes you think more of like a garden or some sort of nice open field. It's a little bit more complex and interesting. So yeah, it's not bad. Perhaps I should be giving ratings on these things. If I was rating this out of 10, I would still say it's probably like a 7 or something. It's good. It's a really nice scent. But I would put lemon verbena probably around about the 9 mark, and lemon around about the 8. So, you know, it's just, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Anyway, let's move on to the next part of this video and yeah, give a final review. Now, lemongrass is one that I wasn't really expecting. It's nicer when diffused, that's for sure. It brings out that sort of freshness that I really expected, but I don't think I can really escape the earthiness that is in the bottle there. It's just not quite for me, but I can see why this is mixed with so many oils, a bit like the frankincense that I spoke about many moons ago. It's not so nice on its own. One of the varieties of frankincense was a bit better actually, but this lemongrass, I think it would work really well with something like a tea tree, some sort of peppermint maybe. I think it just needs to take away a little bit of that bitterness and that earthiness that normally I'd like, but for this, not quite for me. Now, I know I may have already mentioned this, but lemon verbena is my favourite, hands down. I think the other lemon scents that I'll look at next week, they're going to struggle to compare, I think, but we will see. So I would like to thank you all for watching this Scent Saturday once again. Perhaps if I keep this rate up, this might actually be a Scent Sunday, but we'll see how it all goes. I've had a little debate about this in my mind, and I was thinking there's a fair chance I may be busy on weekends in the future, in which case I may have a fragrant Friday instead. That's you can see I like my alliteration here, and a fragrant Friday sounds like a real possibility. I mean, at the end of our work week, it'd be quite nice just to maybe chill out with a video. After that, I don't know, watch a movie, play a game. Actually, I think What's That Smell, they've commented on a few videos, and I think they like gaming, so maybe after watching one of these videos they'll be gaming and they'll understand what I mean. I mean, for me, it's probably 9 o'clock playing Warzone till the late hours. Anyway, I digress. This is not relevant information right now. So again, yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. It's always fun making these videos, and I look forward to making the next one. So we will catch up soon. See you later. Goodbye.